Well, the Lightning should get some key pieces back for tonight's game against the New Jersey Devils, but is all of this lineup shuffling hurting the team's momentum? That's a topic we'll dive into on today's Locked on Lightning.
You're Locked on Lightning, your daily podcast on the Tampa Bay Lightning, part of the Locked on Podcast Network, your team every day.
Thank you for making Locked on Lightning your first listen of the day. Every single day, we are your free daily Tampa Bay Lightning podcast, part of the Locked on Podcast Network, now the #1 sports podcast network. As always, we want to begin by giving a shout out to our everydayers, those of you who tune into every single show, every single day. We love you. We appreciate the support you give us week in, week out. I'm Nick Morgan, and I am joined by the Cynthia Erivo to my Ariana Grande, Greg Stephen. Greg, welcome in, my friend.
Good morning. Good morning. Big game tonight against the Devils and home as well. So that's exciting. And Devils are kind of hot right now. So
yeah, you know, all the junk you told me or have given me about not calling Macklin Celebrini a top 5 player right now. Despite in every week, you know, you show his stats and it's like, hey, he's first in the NHL in scoring. I'm going to do that to the New Jersey Devils because you razzed me a little bit for saying they were going to be a really good team this year. They're going to be a cup contender this year. And
fair.
Here they are, first place in the East.
You're right. You got that so far. But I was also right. They're an injured team.
Yeah. Look, as long as they stay away from team dinners, I think they'll be fine long term. Oh, what a weird storyline that was. Obviously, we're going to break down the Devils matchup tonight. A big storyline for the Tampa Bay Lightning is they're going to get a couple key pieces back for tonight's game. And that has led to some more lineup shuffling. Now, obviously, always a good thing when people come back injured, but all this lineup shuffling hurting the team right now? It's a little bit of a nuanced conversation we'll have on today's show, plus picks and predictions for tonight's game. A lot to get to, but first, I want to mention today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Download the FanDuel app now by visiting FanDuel.com and win $300 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. All right, Greg, let's get to tonight's showdown between the New Jersey Devils and Tampa Bay Lightning. For the Lightning, we mentioned you would have liked to have 2 straight wins coming into this game, but a bad third period against Vancouver means they're coming in after a loss. But, Greg, and I said this on yesterday's show too, when you break down the entire weekend as a whole, the Lightning had 5 really, really, really solid periods of hockey. I feel like if John Cooper is able to harness that message going into tonight's game, I feel like this is a chance to get some more momentum going.
Yeah, completely agree with you. I mean, the Lightning have looked really good over the last 10 games, right? I mean, yeah, there's a little bit of lineup inconsistency, and we'll talk about that later. But overall, very successful. I think if you have one bad period in 6, that's fine. And obviously that was a really bad period, and it resulted in a loss. But overall, I think they're looking sharp. This looks like a contending team to me right now.
I agree. And some of the things that we've talked about wanting to see more of have come to fruition. Like obviously Nikita Kucherov has started to find his form a little bit. He's getting a little bit more involved in the scoring. Obviously, you know, you'd like to see Brayden Point step up more, but Jay Gensel has still been really solid. You know, these past few games, Brandon Hagel has absolutely turned on a switch. And, you know, after that New York Rangers performance aside, Andrei Vasilevsky, I think overall has looked pretty good as well. Other than those little 1 or 2 yips that we've talked about. But I also think it should be pointed out, had a really good game against the Florida Panthers as well. So
for sure,
all of the things that you want to see, well, most of the things that you want to see happen for the Tampa Bay Lightning to kind of be considered a good team seems to be happening. It's just a matter of being able to go up against another good team like this and find some consistency.
For sure. And I think with the lineup changes, that can be difficult. But I think some of the guys that we need to step up need to start stepping up. And it's that simple. And one of those guys is Brayden Point, right? He's just not looked as sharp as he has been. And honestly, Dastu lately hasn't been playing super well. I'd like to see him turn things around. And it's disappointing because I think he is an excellent defenseman. So
Yeah.
I'd like to see that turn around a little bit. He's -6 now, which worst on the D list, if you will.
Yeah. And also he has been thrust into basically the number one defender on the team role just because of injuries to McDonough and Hedman. So you kind of give him maybe a little bit of a growing pains pass just because he's not really being used in the situation that he was when he came up here.
Yeah, completely agree.
But I think there's a lot of things that are fixable for the Lightning too. I want to look at the Devils real quick, and then we'll get into maybe some keys to the game or what we're watching for, because this, Greg, is an interesting team to say the least. As I pointed out, Devils are in first place in the East, but man, it just seems like the hits keep on coming from them. We talked about the Jack Hughes ill-fated something weird happened at the team dinner injury, in which he appears to be out for several weeks after surgery. Dougie Hamilton has been out a while, although it sounds like he could be questionable to come back for this game.
Yeah, nearing for sure.
We heard he's traveling with the team on the road trip. So they've had some hits so far this year, and yet they've still found ways to win. And I think the biggest thing for me is that the younger guys, sort of that next wave of people after the Hughes and Nico Hischiers, they're starting to come into their own. Simon Nemec is absolutely having a breakthrough season, starting to look like that number 2 overall pick from a few years ago. I think Dawson Mercer, that's a guy that I think this is by far the best season of his career.
Oh yeah.
So all those, we talked for a very long time about sort of waiting for that next wave of New Jersey Devils superstars. It feels like it's here. It feels like all the people behind Hughes and Hischier, they're finally starting to come out, and they're finally starting to look like the potential that we thought they would play at years ago.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're spot on. I think guys like Mercer, for example, just playing so well. And he's +8. He's playing defense too. He's doing a great job for them.
Underrated two-way player, I think.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Hischier too. I mean, he does it just the same. And I think that's a big part of their success is that their forwards play defense extremely well. And they're all young and fast and hungry. And I think that's a big part of it as well. But let's not forget, Jake Allen is 7-2. His GAA is a 2.24. He's a monster. He's popping off right now. Right? He's doing so well. His save percentage, 916, incredible. I mean, when you have good goaltending, things start to go your way, right?
It's the annual reminder that Jake Allen is still somewhere in the league. It feels like Jake Allen has that 1 year where it's like, oh my God, Jake Allen's like an elite goaltender, and then disappears for 3 years, pops up on a new team, and it's like, oh my God, Jake Allen's an elite goaltender.
Yeah.
So next year for the Devils, he'll be like 780 save percentage or something wild.
He's a 35-year-old.
Is it? God, he's 35.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I feel old as hell right now. I still remember when he was like the rookie coming in.
Yeah.
Oh, father time, man. Father time. Greg, let's talk about some keys to the game real quick on this one. What are you hoping to see from the Lightning tonight to get a win?
This is a special teams war to me. I know I say that often, but Devils are 5th in both power play and penalty kill. You give them power plays, they're going to score on you. Can't do it. And look, Lightning power play 29th in the league right now. Ooh. And we've really beat this one to death, but they really got to fix something with that, because 29th is abysmal for a team with this roster, and they're going up against the 5th best penalty kill. So I think you get a power play, you got to convert, and I think you really got to stay disciplined in this one, because defending this power play that the Devils have is going to be a challenge.
Yeah. For me, I'm going with the depth. I want to see the Lightning depth win their battles. Because if you look at the New Jersey lineup, they have some names that have been around the league a long time. A couple of them we know very well and good. Andre Palat, is he's not like the top line guy, but he's moved down and really found a niche, I think, on the third line and has stabilized some of that depth behind there. And then you know what? Our buddy Luke Glendening from last year, he's really holding his own on the fourth line for the Devils this year. We know he's really good two-way player. We know he's really good at face-offs. And, that has kind of been a point for the Lightning during some of this stretch where a lot of people are getting injured. Is there always seems to be kind of a shuffling of who's on that bottom depth. Now, we called out Jack Finley, Curtis Douglas, and, who else am I thinking of? Somebody else on that line. I can't for life of me. Oh, Scott Sabourin.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember who was playing there. Yeah. Scott Sabourin. I pulled the Austin Matthews trying to turn him around to see from like 6 years ago.
Yeah.
We called them out as having just a very, very strong game, against Florida. They're going to need to have that performance again. And they're going to need to not just go out there and, play physical and do that kind of play, which they're really good at, but they're going to need to go out there and win some battles like we've seen in the past couple of games. So I'm wanting another big game from the Lightning's two depth lines here.
Yeah. And you're absolutely right. I think that's a key to this one because the top lines of both these teams are going to kind of equal each other out in my eyes. So you really want that bottom half to step up. And I think, again, it comes down to goaltending as well. We need a big game from Vasi, and he's facing off against a really, really hot Jake Allen. So,
yeah, hot 35-year-old.
Hell yeah.
I think that's what my fiance's nickname for me is. The big question for me, Greg, is also, what exactly are the lines going to look like? Because we have some returns apparently coming tonight for the Lightning.
Mm-hmm.
We also have some more absences. And I have to ask, is all this line shuffling or all these injuries, how much is it impacting the Lightning's momentum? That's a topic we'll dive into when we come back. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. It's not just hockey in full swing, folks. The NBA is back. And whether you're cheering for the Magic, the Heat, or another team in the association, there's no better place to get in on the action than FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA. Even if you missed the start of the game or just want to ride the hot hand, FanDuel has live bets on everything from who will score next to fourth quarter comebacks. Plus, you can even combine your live bets into a same-game parlay for a shot at a bigger payout. It keeps every game exciting, especially when your team is making that late push. Right now, FanDuel is giving new customers $300 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. That's right. All you have to do is download the app, place $5 down on any bet, and if you win, get $300 in extra cash. And who doesn't love that? So head to FanDuel.com to sign up and play your game with FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA. Welcome back to Locked on Lightning. Nick Morgan here alongside Greg Stephen. And Greg, sounds like we have some lineup news to get to for the Lightning tonight. Big return. It sounds like we're going to have Dominic James in the lineup tonight, which that's a good plus. He was just pulled off injured reserve this morning, wearing the full cage. And I can't remember who posted it. It might have been Gabby Shirley that said John Cooper had the quote, the cage probably doesn't impact him. He was wearing a cage in college like 3 months ago. So right. Yeah, that probably helps. But it seems like we do have some more injury issues to talk about tonight. Max Crozier is now apparently headed to the IR. Declan Carlisle and Steven Santini have been recalled from Syracuse. It sounds like Holmberg and Chernak are also skating. So, Greg, the line blender, it's coming out again. John Cooper pulling his best LMFAO and shuffling every day.
You're quick. Yeah. Based on what I've read, also, it looks like Nick Paul's maybe a game time decision today.
we've been saying that for like 3 weeks now. So
I know, but I was reading something that he might be game time. Hedman looks game time, and there's some big returns potentially today. And I think that's pretty important. Based on the projections that I've read, it looks like Sabrin isn't going to play, assuming these guys return. Crozier being hurt is just not good. I think Crozier is one of the best defensemen on this team. Hedman coming back potentially, right?
Yeah. It sounds, that's a good thing.
Yeah. I think Hedman getting on the power play is pretty important to this team, more so than people realize, because he just blasts them from the point, right? I mean,
yeah,
key guy. So him coming back for special teams, I think, is massive. And look, Hagel's back 100%, I believe, right?
Yeah. Oh, he was back in the Vancouver game.
Right, he came back last game. So,
yeah.
And that's huge because you need him on the PK too. And he's one of your best defensive forwards. So with the way Brayden Point's been playing defense, you definitely want some defensive forwards slotting in here. And I think they're boosting Gage to the top line, if I'm not mistaken.
Today. He stayed on the top line. I want to say the last 2 games. So he was up there for, I think, Hagel's absence. And then they rolled out a line of Hagel, Cirelli, and Gensel on that second line. So just I guess like just a way to kind of shuffle it a little bit because, you know, I mean, you got to find a way to get Brayden Point going at this point. And
yeah, absolutely.
Have Gage, who's, you know, bring some energy. I think it's an interesting spot because you want guys to get healthy. We need these players back in the lineup, but it's also, Greg, it feels like maybe this is a rough guess, but I gotta say like the 7th roster combination in 7 games now for the Lightning. And obviously it's not anybody's fault. It's just injuries.
Yeah.
And John Cooper is doing the best he can do, but I do feel like this has caused a little bit of a hiccup for the Lightning, you know, and especially coming after that big win streak, after that big losing streak to start the year. You want some positive momentum. You want things to move forward. And I credit this team a lot for being able to kind of roll with those punches, all these injuries, and being able to come out here and play solid hockey regardless.
Yeah.
I want to get your take on this too, but how much do you think is this impacting chemistry for certain things like the power play or for certain things like, you know, defensive assignments?
I think it impacts it a ton. I think that's exactly why we've seen Dastu struggle lately, to be honest with you, because he's kind of been thrown into a different role, like kind of as you alluded to earlier. And then I think some of the injury and lineup challenges with the forward groups, impact chemistry for sure. But I also think right now, guys like Point who aren't playing well, I feel like it has nothing to do with that. Overall as a team, I think this absolutely has impacted them negatively, not in a tremendous way. I think they've actually done a fantastic job battling through this adversity, to be honest with you. I think in their last 10, they've looked excellent. And when they called up, like we talked about earlier, they called up those guys to play and fill in some slots. They performed, right? I mean, that's like exactly what you want when this happens. And I would argue that wasn't even really the issue. It was kind of like the top guys aren't showing up to their fullest abilities. And we really need that to change, period. And whether people are out or they're in or what the lines are, you need Cooch and Point to lock in. I think, like you said, we've seen Cooch look a lot better lately, but Point has not changed his game at all. Gensel has been very consistent. And I think Yanni's been excellent.
Yeah.
Bjorkstrand's looked pretty good lately. And then you just want to keep getting those fourth line guys some time and experience. I think Jack Finley getting his first goal, huge for the confidence, huge for his role on the team, potentially long term. And Dominic James has looked amazing, right? Like we talk about him a lot. I think he's one of their better guys right now. So whether there's injuries or not, I think we just need the big boys to step up. Hedman coming back, like I said, is huge, I think, for the power play specifically. And hopefully Dastu kind of slotting back into where he was previously when he was playing well helps him a bunch, right? Because he's back with Chernak, I believe, now. So that's going to be huge, in my opinion. So hopefully that looks good. And I think, again, no dumb penalties today is really huge in this game because this Devils team, they're fast. And if they have a power play, I don't know how much you're touching the puck, you know?
No. And I want to say one thing for Hedman, too. I will say that Lightning power play started getting a little bit of momentum before the Hedman injury.
Yeah.
So I do think getting that back and getting that top unit together with some consistent time, I think that's going to help a lot. Greg, let's get to some picks and predictions for tonight's game, including the thing that we have screwed up so many times on the show, the dreaded over-under.
Yeah.
Which way are we going tonight? We'll talk about it next on Locked On Lightning. Today's episode is brought to you by Rugiet. Let's be real, guys. Making excuses doesn't solve anything, and we've heard them all before. It's just stress. I'm tired, or it happens to everyone sometimes. But when it comes to performance, sometimes your body just needs a little extra support, and that's okay. That's where Rugiet comes in. Rugiet.com offers fast-acting, doctor-prescribed treatments for ED designed to help you stop making excuses and start making moves. Rugiet makes it easy to get started. You just connect with a board-certified doctor 100% online. No awkward waiting rooms or no in-person appointments. And if prescribed, your treatment ships discreetly straight to your door. The process is fast, simple, and private, and it's all handled by real doctors. It's about confidence, connection, and getting back to the moments that matter. Visit Rugiet.com/LockedOnNHL to get 15% off your first order. Again, that's Rugiet.com/LockedOnNHL. And don't forget to use our code LockedOnNHL so they know we sent you. Rugiet, stop making excuses and start making moves. We're back on Locked On Lightning. Nick Morgan here alongside Greg Stephen. And Greg, let's get to some picks and predictions for tonight's game. Let's start with the money line. Tampa Bay coming in as the money line favorite, -170, New Jersey +140. Agree with those odds. Do you think Tampa should be the favorite coming in?
I do. I think the Hughes injury is pretty devastating for the Devils. And if Dougie is still out, that hurts them a lot as well. And with Tampa having some guys potentially returning, and they're home. So, I think these odds are fine. And I'm taking the Lightning, baby. Let's go.
Yeah. I'm gonna go against the grain with you a little bit. I just think maybe this isn't an official pick, but if I was going to put money on based on a gut feeling, I do think New Jersey has maybe a little bit less chaos right now. I know the Lightning are getting a lot of people back, but there's going to be more line shuffling. New Jersey does have a lot of depth people who have been playing well and playing very consistent. I don't know, like that 140 is a little tempting to me, Greg.
That's fair. That's a fair argument.
All right. I hate this so much. The over-under. I don't think we've gotten it right once this season. Or
I got it right one time.
You've nailed it a couple times, I think. I think I've whiffed every single time. Over under 5.5 goals tonight combined for these two teams.
Okay, I'm feeling over. And I don't even know why. I just think it's going to be the over. I think it's going to be like 4-3 or 5-3.
Yeah. For some reason, I'm with you. I also think it's going to be the over. These two teams just kind of give off like the 4-3, 5-3 with an empty net goal vibe.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people on this team that can score.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like I'm feeling the over.
All right, so 2-1 game tonight.
Yeah,
then.
Which means join us tomorrow as we talk about Andrei Vasilevsky's 2-0 shutout win.
Yeah,
over
exactly.
the New Jersey Devils. That's always how it happens.
Yeah.
All right, Greg, let's get to some goal predictions. Who are you feeling that's going to score a goal tonight?
Look at these odds. All right. You know who I'm feeling today?
Who are you feeling today?
I'm feeling Jake and Bake Gensel.
I was just about to say Jake Gensel for the Lightning tonight. Plus 170 anytime goal odds tonight, according to FanDuel. Why are you feeling Gensel on this one?
He's just been so consistent, and I feel like in tight games where both teams are strong, he shines, and I just think he's going to convert. And if I had to pick a devil, I think I'm going with Brat plus 260. I mean,
Those are good odds. Yeah.
that's pretty good for a guy who's pretty dominant right now.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm going Gensel for an anytime goal tonight. 3 goals in his past 5 games, and he's with Brandon Hagel and Anthony Cirelli, according to the lines at the skate. That is a player who, I mean, that's a trio who have been, I think, in terms of the top 2 lines, the most consistent Lightning players this season, or at least the hottest over the past like 3-4 weeks. So I don't know. I'm feeling a Jake Gensel continue his momentum there. You know what? Give me Dawson Mercer for an anytime goal for the New Jersey Devils on this one. Dawson Mercer, I think, has taken a little bit more responsibility because of the Hughes injury. Mm-hmm. He's kind of like the guy now, the playmaker. You've seen his ice time jump up, and he's handled it pretty well. You're seeing him play a lot of solid 2-way hockey. And I think it's a matter of time before the goals start to follow through that. So yeah, I'm going with Dawson Mercer for an anytime goal.
And he has the second
odds.
Yeah, and he has the second most goals on the Devils with 9. That's pretty good. And Jack is out, like you said, so he's right now on this roster the top goal scorer. So that's a pretty good pick. And also, let me add in a fun tidbit.
Oh, okay.
He's on my fantasy team.
Oh. It always comes back to the fantasy team.
Always. I've got everyone apparently.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So we have some good picks there. Anything else that you're watching for tonight's game?
I mentioned it earlier, but I think this is going to be a goaltending battle a little bit. I'd like to see some sharpness from Andrei Vasilevsky. And he's looked good, like we've talked about the last game or two. But we did see him have a few flubs in recent history. So I'd like to see him kind of return to a consistent form and look solid and make me believe that he is a playoff performer starter, because we need him down the road. 100% need him. So I think that's really important that he plays a strong game, especially again against a team who is deadly. I mean, they're 6th in the league goals for, so he's going to face shots. That's for sure. He's got to be sharp, and I think as long as he plays well, the Lightning can win this game.
Yeah, I'm just hoping to see the guys back in the lineup. Nick Paul, if he is back, I really am excited to see him and what he brings to this team, and how John Cooper plays him. Like, obviously, I don't think he's going to go full send on, his whatever he's going to be this season right off the bat. But I'm very just excited to see him back on the ice. I do think he's a big player for this team. I know you and I talked about maybe he's quote unquote a spare piece to get some contracts out there, but or maybe to make a move to for some other areas of the Lightning. But I think Nick Paul has just been an important piece for this team a long time. Maybe he's not the most talked about piece, but I think when he's back in the lineup at full strength, I do think you're going to see a difference in this Lightning team, especially when the big guys aren't out there. Yeah. I think you're going to see the Lightning really hone in and win some of those depth battles again. So
completely
excited
agree.
to see him back.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's not a guy that you look to, put up a point per game, right? But he's that guy who scores clutch goals in like moments where you just need one, Yeah. And I'm calling it now, whether it's tonight or in a few games or next game, whenever he does return, he's going to score in game 1. You heard it here.
There you go. Okay. Yeah. I'm
if he was on that odds list, I would have taken him 100%.
There you go. I did not check to see if he is on the goal scoring odds tonight.
I don't think so.
Let me check real quick. Oh, he is. He is plus 460.
Oh, look at that bet. Oh my God.
Well, there you go. All right.
Put 1,000 on it. I mean, let's go.
If Greg's not here tomorrow, he became a millionaire on a Nick Paul.
Yeah, exactly.
Just FYI.
I put my life savings down on a Nick Paul.
Yeah. If you really want to get feisty, put it on Lilberg. who has,
No, I'm good.
who has 2 goals in the past week. I'm just saying that.
I'm good. Those are going to be his only 2 goals of the season.
Oh, okay. I mean, we said the same thing about Zemgus Girgensons, and now look at him. He's
He's popping
up
up.
the NHL, the next Austin Matthews. Hey, we are going to have a full recap of this game on tomorrow's show. And in the meantime, if you want more Locked on Lightning, follow us on our YouTube channel. We have new content, including our, what do you call it? The Lightning or Bolt or
Thunder interviews.
Thunder interviews, formerly known as Fan of the Week. We have a new playlist out there for that. So if you want to check that out. And also be sure to follow us on social media, Instagram, TikTok, X, wherever you scroll, we're there. Just search Locked on Lightning. Yeah, we're happy to connect with you. That's going to do it for us on today's Locked on Lightning. Thanks for making us your first listen of the day. We'll be back with a new episode tomorrow. We'll see you then.